Master here checking in Monday, July 9th, 2019, 4:57 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here, and figure I'd jump in and do a quick video update. Take a look at the earthquake activity occurring in Southern California as it's still continuing. You can see right there on those live data graphs here near the Ridgecrest area in Southern California showing still continued aftershock activity, and that is definitely expected for quite some time here. It seems as though activity, I mentioned this last night or early yesterday sometime, about earthquake activity on the increase globally, and that still appears to be the same today as we're seeing some deeper movement up here near Japan. Really deep earthquake activity once again. I mean, let's see what the depth is on this earthquake. Hold on a second here, if it's going to let me. I think I'm clicking the right one. I've been having some issues with this earthquake 3D stream once again here. Not for sure why, but it likes to behave a little weird. Anyway, okay, so it's got to be this 5.5 right here. There we go. 437 kilometers below the surface for that deep earthquake, which is still pretty far down there. And also, of course, some older earthquake activity down near Fiji, and still very deep. I believe we covered that there yesterday. Still a swarm of activity near Indonesia region following that 6.9 magnitude earthquake they had there. So it's definitely on the increase there as well with aftershock activity. I believe we've seen this 5.7 over there around Afghanistan here yesterday, I believe, is when that thing hit. Oh, that's actually near Iran. Okay, 5.7 near someplace in Iran. I'm not even going to pronounce it. At a depth of about 10 kilometers below the surface. And still some activity popping off here in the Atlantic Ocean. The area out here where these two plates are kind of spreading apart slowly. No subduction there, but kind of just like a tear in the ocean floor out there. Just a couple upper fours, and yeah, some upper fours, maybe a moderate, close to 5 right there. Chile region still looking about the same far as their normal activity down there goes. Quite a few fours popping off, and most recent quake here, of course, in Southern California, and a little 3.1 out here in the Oklahoma area, I believe. Kingfisher, Oklahoma, 3.1 at a depth of 6.3 kilometers. Of course, Oklahoma is no stranger to earthquakes. I guess they're a stranger to big earthquakes, but definitely no stranger to earthquakes out there within the past couple years of measuring earthquakes out there. So I did want to show you guys a little article published by the let's see if I can bring, actually take a look here real quick at the most recent California and Nevada map here and show you guys exactly how many quakes are out here on the map. Let's see, quite a bit still. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. You can still see a little bit of red activity down there towards the San Andreas fault system and down through the well, close to the Baja California line out there. Jumping right in here to the area that we're watching here. As of right now, we're looking at 7,259 earthquakes, all within this region of the Ridgecrest area. And you know, it's just, I can't say there's anything new happening here. It's all pretty much still within the same area where it's been happening since the 7.1 quite a few days ago now. Still kind of a northwestward trend. So we'll still have to keep an eye on that. Like I said, some activity kind of going and branching off of it towards the south as well. But a lot of folks talking about how this could be a potential trigger for the San Andreas fault system down here, where they haven't had a large earthquake on that southern section of the San Andreas fault in about 150 years. And of course, that's verified factual information coming from the USGS. The article I kind of want to show you guys here is the, let's see if I can bring this up. Okay, here we go. It's from the I guess it would help if I show you guys what I'm looking at here. Hold on a second. You guys may or may not have seen it. I know the coloring is kind of odd, but it's hopefully to be somewhat readable for you guys there. So yeah, just an article out here written on the potential for the San Andreas fault system here from Scientific American is the website here. There's many other websites where I could get the information from, but they're talking about if this could have been a little bit of a more of a pressure pusher on the San Andreas fault system here, which I've been talking about for quite some time here, how those two could actually or how the activity in Southern California could kind of trigger the activity or trigger the San Andreas fault system here. Kind of stumbling all over my words this morning here, or this afternoon. Just been a long, fun day once again. So it goes on to read about twin quakes. Let's see here. I'm not going to read the whole article here. I'm just going to point out some interesting information here. But is there a chance that these quakes could somehow transfer stress to the San Andreas fault, potentially triggering the much feared big one in one of the state's most populous cities? And then it goes down here to talk about the potential here. It is theoretically possible, though there's no known link between the two fault systems, geologists say, and because there's still so much to learn about the complicated fault system that ruptured, it's difficult to say whether the San Andreas fault took on additional stress from the recent quakes, they say. Remember, this San Andreas fault system is only about 70 miles from all the activity that's taken place in Southern California near the Ridgecrest area. So I'll continue reading here what they state here. The magnitude 7.1 earthquake on July 5th ruptured a known portion of the Little Lake Fault Zone, which is small section of little bitty faults, while the magnitude 6.4 quake that hit the prior day ruptured a previously unmapped region of the fault zone. A geologist with the USGS in Pasadena, California, told Live Science in an email, if you look at the map faults, you'd see that the Little Lake Fault Zone and the San Andreas Fault Zone are not very close together. Okay, so I said 70 miles. In reality, geologically speaking, 70 miles is just a little bit of a skip and a jump from all the activity taking place. I could see a couple hundred miles, then they'd have the right to probably say that, but I just don't agree with what they're stating right there, because it is, geologically speaking, pretty close on a large scale of things there. We do not know of a definite relationship of these earthquakes to the San Andreas area. That said, geologists are still learning a lot about the Little Lake Fault Zone. Many of the individual faults in the zone are active, and because they are buried, we probably do not know them all. This area does not fit the textbook picture of slides of a plate sliding together or sliding past one another. Of course, they're still learning stuff. That's what they always state. Because these faults are so complicated and we know relatively little about them, it's hard to say how they will interact with the San Andreas fault. It is possible that the recent quakes added stress to the San Andreas fault system, though we don't have a good way to access the likelihood. The San Andreas fault hasn't slipped in a long while. If the fault is loaded to the point where it is just about ready to slip, then it is possible that the recent earthquakes could add just enough shear stress to the San Andreas to cause it to slip. Alternatively, the slip of these recent earthquakes could unclamp the San Andreas fault, making it easier to slip. So, just a little article here. I'm going to include that in the link below. Excuse me. And then go from there. Let you guys read that. Like I say, it's possible, folks, that all this could be kind of pointing towards a big one. But and I don't think necessarily that the longer that the time goes by without a big earthquake, that it's less likely to see the big one. I think there's like a 50-50 chance on whether it happens today or it could happen in a couple weeks. I guess we'll just have to see. As long as there's continued earthquake and aftershock activity down there, that's something that we have to look at, because there's still a lot of movement going on down in the ground there. So anyway, folks, I just want to jump on real quick, do a quick update video, and hope everyone out there is doing good. For the folks down there in Southern California, I'm still they're feeling all those little aftershock activity going on there. And of course, I'll keep the live stream up and running here with the most recent data coming in from the area of California. Right now, all the maps that are showing here on the left side of the screen are live seismograph stations in California. I don't have any other ones outside of the state, just because of the watch that we're doing right now for California. And of course, the earthquake 3D globe over here on the right side of the screen showing, I think I have it set at about 3.0 and above. I did knock out a lot of the 2s just because there's been so many of them over the past, couple days. So even though it seems like it wants to pick up 2s there in Southern California, but it is what it is. Anyway, folks, have a good day out there. Like I say, if you get a chance, read the article a little bit more. I don't have a whole lot of time to just read the entire thing, but I did want to get a quick update out here, and wish everyone a good day, good evening, and we'll chat to you folks a little bit later. Peace.